What can we talk about? What his connections are to the homicide?
Well, I can't go into great detail about connections and involvement in relation to the homicide that we're investigating. Obviously, the residence that was located 174 Ephraim Street is the location where Mr. Leyba resides. That being said, the material that was found within the house ties to several burglaries. I mean, there's a list of different items that were located inside the residence, so it's our understanding, and this is even prior to today's arrest, that Mr. Leyba is involved in burglaries, and we believe he has a strong criminal history as far as being a suspect of several burglaries within the Santa Fe area.
And the victim was staying with him, according to your report?
Well, our understanding is that the victim was known to stay with Mr. Leyba, and this was a statement that we actually received from Mr. Leyba, that he was spending time with him on and off. That wasn't necessarily his primary residence, but it was a location where he would stay.
Okay, so the fact that the victim has a record of burglary, he obviously now he had a record of burglary and now is getting arrested for robberies and whatnot. Do you think the two of them, is there any connection that they had any sort of criminal partnership?
Can't really go into details as far as criminal partnership. I think it would be a little bit preemptive for me to make a statement in regards to that.
While he's in custody, will you be building a murder case against him?
Can't go into those details in regards to where the case is going in regards to the actual homicide. I think it's fairly apparent that there is a connection there. I mean, the proximity of Mr. Martinez's body being found in the Torreon Park area, all those things lead the common rational person to tying those pieces together. But at this point in time, I think it's something that we have to protect as far as the integrity of the investigation.
Are you still looking for more suspects?
We do believe that there's other individuals that are involved and are at least at this point persons of interest. We won't be able to name those individuals right now, but that's possibly to come in the future.
Can you remark at all further on how Mr. Martinez died and what that weapon is that you found and where you found it?
At this point in time, I won't go into details as far as cause and manner of death. I know that we're looking at several warrants that are going to be tied to this case, and once those warrants become filed, then I'll be able to elaborate on cause and manner of death to Mr. Martinez.
Has Mr. Leyba been interviewed so far? Are you starting to be able to piece together information, or is it just too early?
We spoke with Mr. Leyba earlier in the week when he came in on his own. We actually spoke with him again today when he was brought in on the burglary charges. And I won't go into details as to what the results of those discussions were.
Have they been helpful though? Has he been forthcoming and leading?
I can't even go to that degree at this point.
What else can you tell us that we're missing?
I guess I'll back up for you guys and I think everybody read the affidavits, but once we executed search warrants at the house at 174 Ephraim, there were a number of pieces of evidence that were located within that residence, to include fly fishing rods, jewelry, silverware that were tied to numerous burglaries within the Santa Fe area. We were able to contact the victims of those burglaries and assure that those pieces of evidence were related to their case. They were able to identify those pieces of evidence, which led us to the ability to obtain an arrest affidavit for Mr. Leyba and take him into custody today.
What does this arrest mean to the community?
I think it's one of those things that's a strong piece as far as the headway that we're making in several cases, and I'm not just speaking directly to the homicide or homicides, but as far as even looking at individuals that are burglars, we've known that Santa Fe has had a huge issue with burglaries and property crimes for the last several years, and we've seen increases in those types of cases. I hope it sends a message to the community that we're working diligently to try and move forward with those cases and make the arrests that need to be made, and hopefully put those individuals behind bars so that the community is not still at risk.